The last day tour I took for my Georgia trip is to the Kakheti Wine Region and the city of love, Sighnaghi. Our tour started with breakfast at the local family farm. We watched an old lady create dough from scratch and bake them in a traditional well-shaped oven. While waiting for the bread to cook, we were free to roam their garden and vineyard. Once the bread was ready, we drank their wine and had some cheese and tomatoes from their garden to go with the freshly baked bread for breakfast. As a cheese girly, I loved all the different cheeses they had served us. Everything was harvested and done on their farm, even the cheeses that were made from the milk from their animals. Our next stop was the Bodbe Monastery. I didn't spend much time inside the churches as I preferred to explore their beautiful courtyard and gardens covered with flowers. After that, we headed to the city of love, Sighnaghi. The city itself is so beautiful, I wish we were given more time to explore it. One of the reasons why it's called the City of Love is because people can get married here for 24 hours a day, though the marriage will only be valid in Georgia. We also climbed the Sighnaghi Wall, which once protected the city from attacks. It reminded me a lot of the Great Wall of China. It was quite a difficult climb too, because of the steep, uneven steps and the narrow paths. After the tiring climb, we headed to a restaurant for a well-deserved lunch. Here, we watched an old lady make Kachapuri, a Georgian cheese-filled bread. We ate traditional Georgian food, enjoyed more wine, and I honestly loved every dish that they served. After lunch, we had Chacha, a Georgian liquor that was way too strong for me. They had 3 different types of brews made with fruits and even one made from oak bark. Next stop, we took a tour through one of Georgia's biggest wine factories. We got to see the traditional way of brewing wine from underground distilleries to modern wine facilities with steel tanks. We then had a wine tasting session. They explained the differences in the wine, how to tell the notes and fragrances, and even why the hues were different. I was already feeling warm after all the alcohol, so I headed to an ice cream shop nearby to cool off. The lady offered to pour wine on my ice cream, which is apparently what they do there, but I politely declined. Our last stop on the tour was another family farm and winery. They had free-roaming chickens and rabbits and lots of cozy outdoor spaces. They had a wine tree that was 125 years old, with its vines sprawled across the area. The family had traditional wine cellars and breweries, where they ferment and brew wine and Chacha, and our guide showed us the different tools and methods they used. After that, we had one last wine tasting with an assortment of snacks and fresh honey. After another 2 glasses of wine, I spent my time basking in the sun in the garden in one of their cozy swing chairs before I passed out on the bus home.